Good morning. I'm Alexandria Bias, and these are my colleagues.
I'm Alondra Vega.
I'm Heather DeBrard.
I'm Alina Rivera.
And I'm Jeannie Kwan.
In the world we live in today, students are constantly surrounded by technology. You can even see in this school that we are using laptops daily. As Paul Hamilton states in his video, Technology and Education, there are 4 skills that students require to succeed later in life. These skills are communication, collaboration, creativity, and divergent thinking. This data further asserts that the daily activities we participate in as students are completed in a large part with technology. The highest percentages we students use are with laptops and tablets. With the use of technology these days in educational classrooms, not only are teachers offering education in a way that is familiar to students, we students are being offered education in a way that's unique to our diverse minds.
In a report by the Education Testing Services, it shows a significant lack of STEM skills that we have. This report was conducted on adults aged 16 to 65 in the United States. These skills include literacy, numeracy, and PSTRE. This skills gap has proven to be detrimental for employers that require these needs in their field. By implementing a technological system that will allow the students to see the skills in demand and for the employers to see the skills present, it would allow a direct flow between education and the workforce.
As Alondra stated, there is a significant STEM skills gap in public U.S. education, which is detrimental to a society where there is an increasing demand for jobs that require skills in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. In fact, from 2005 to 2015, there was a 24.4% increase in STEM employment, as opposed to only a 4% in non-STEM employment. And there's even a projected growth from 2014 to 2024 by 8.9% in STEM employment and only 6.4% in non-STEM employment. This technology in education can help bridge this gap by exposing students to STEM skills early on, thus encouraging them to get into STEM job fields early on in their education. Technology in education can also provide additional educational sources to students that help them follow higher education paths, as seen in this graph where there's 72% of STEM employment, people in STEM employment have a bachelor's degree or higher, and only 34% of workers in non-STEM employment have a bachelor's degree or higher.
In addition to what Alina said about technology giving them the opportunity to pursue a higher education, in the report, Using Technology to Support At-Risk Students' Learning, it identifies students of low income and students of color have a lack of computer access and also are less likely to use the internet in comparison to their peers. This, as shown in this graph, teachers have shown and have commented that this has been a challenge in the classroom. If technology was to be implemented in the classroom, it would allow for blended learning. Blended learning accommodates for all students' diverse learning styles, and it enables them to work before or after school in ways that a traditional classroom cannot. Online resources and additional information, as Jeannie and Alina stated earlier, are ways that technology can help close the achievement gap.
I don't know about you guys, but this seems like a completely unrealistic utopia. Jeannie's perfect classroom culture, Alina's increase in STEM jobs, and Alondra's closing of the achievement gap. But at what cost? In South Washington County Schools, a staff member leaks the private information of over 9,000 students via email. This information included students' phone numbers, IDs, addresses, and full names. This is just one example of schools and counties trying to give outside parties students' private information and it backfiring due to technology. Not only that, but in a study done by the Vision Council, 28% of adults spend 10 or more hours on technology a day. This clear overexposure to the blue and violet lights emitted by these devices have some pretty negative impacts on our health. One common example being eye strain, which affects 32.8% of adults.
Heather's example of a privacy breach in a school system was not because of a fault in technology itself, but rather the result of negligence on the part of the school system. There are laws put in place to prevent things like this from happening, including the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, which says that anytime a student's information is released, the parent must give permission first. As for the health issues that she addressed, it's necessary to take a look at the overall picture of teens' technology use. According to a study by Common Sense Media, the average teen spends 9 hours a day, 7 days a week on technology. This is all outside of school. That adds up to 63 hours every single week outside of school. Inside of school, the average student spends 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, adding up to 35 hours every week. Now, if every second of this is spent on technology, then that's 35 hours every week spent inside of school on technology. This means that students spend more than twice the amount of time outside of school as they do inside of school on technology. So the logical conclusion is to bring down the amount of time that people spend outside of school on technology rather than forfeiting the benefits of using technology inside of school, like a better classroom culture, more STEM jobs, and the closing of the achievement gap. What questions do you have? Thank you.
All right, guys. Let me go through the questions for all of you. Alex, we'll start with you. Did your own views change based on the evidence as you went through this project, and if so, how?
So in the beginning of the project, my own views were very much that technology is extremely bad. But as we did research, we found that all of us together kind of showed more that technology was good, and that kind of affected me to see, like, wow, there are benefits to technology, and they sort of do outweigh the cons.
Thank you. Heather, you're up. How did you decide what perspectives to use in this project? Like, there's 5 of you, so how did you decide who was doing what, basically, perspective-wise?
We decided which lenses to pick by which lenses we seem to be more interested in. So I really wanted to see the health impacts on technology. So that way I chose the scientific lens, and Alex really wanted to see how it affects us morally. So she chose the ethical lens, and so on.
Thank you. Jeannie. I get confused with what questions I've asked already, so I apologize. Next time around, what did you learn from this presentation so that next time around you will be better prepared?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, like what did you learn this time around that will help you in the next presentation? Sorry, that's better.
This time around, I really learned more about the cooperation of a group. Like, we really helped each other with what to add to each individual presentation and aspect of the presentation. So I really think that helped me delve more into the information for next time.
All right, thank you. Melinda, how did your teammates help you with your research?
When I was looking for different sources and trying to figure out what exactly fit in my lens and what did not, which was economic, my teammates helped me by adding sources that they thought could benefit me and help guide my lens in the right direction.
Okay. Alondra, and at the end, would you say that technology is like the good outweigh the bad?
I would say that the good outweighed the bad, because the evidence that we found just adds more to the fact that it has a lot more benefits, and as Alex said towards the end, the health risks and the health issues that are coming are in addition to the time that we spent outside of the classroom, not just inside of the classroom. So yeah, I'd say that the pros outweigh the cons.
So even though Alex pointed out that you use the technology a lot, that's
Yeah,
still...
but it's outside the classroom. So I'd say...
Okay. All right, thank you.